Yeah, there's a number of institutions that are actually looking to buy rand at these levels. The argument there is just quite simply that the rand has weakened so far that it's now in buying territory. And you must remember, if you come into South Africa, you're getting 8% yield. If the currency also appreciates, you're going to end up with substantial returns in dollar terms. So Goldman Sachs, BlackRock, they both put out buy recommendations in some sense on the rand, and we at RMB have been quite positive as well. The rand seems way too weak for us. It seems like it could definitely appreciate from these levels. It's certainly oversold. So we've got 40 years of free float in the rand, and over those 40 years, each time the rand has weakened, and it's weakened numerous times, each time the rand has come back, and it's come back very significantly. There's no reasons to think this time is going to be any different. What we just need is some stability in global markets, get the uncertainty of the Fed out of the way, get some proof that the current account is turning, that it's going to be smaller going future, and then the rand could recover. And remember, the rand in the past has recovered quite significantly. Usually it's recovered almost 50% from its worst levels. Yeah, so the big question global markets are dealing with at the moment is when and how much the Fed is going to hike interest rates. Historically, Fed rate increases have never fed through into rand weakness, but the market is dominated by this thinking that the Fed is going to drive everything before it, and the rand is incredibly sensitive to these opinions. What we've had recently is signs that the Fed might have to delay hiking rates, and that is acting as a positive. It's helping the rand recover somewhat. We have to get to the point, we've got to get to the point where the Fed hikes rates, gets at some of that uncertainty out of the way, and then maybe the rand will gain some ground after that. Yeah, so we must remember the rand is the most volatile currency in the world. We compete with the Brazilian real to be the most volatile. So the rand will always move one way or the other very aggressively. Just to put that in perspective, in a normal year, dollar rand will move in around a R2.60 range. So you must remember there's always large two-way risks on the rand. The rand can weaken faster than it gains. Our sense at RMB is the rand is oversold. It will eventually come back. When? Well, that's the big question. We suspect we're going to have to get some of the uncertainty over China and the Fed out of the way before we can see that recovery take place.